Okay, I think it's this set. I never know with this thing if it's working. Okay, it says it's streaming. Don't see any chats yet.
Live, let me see. Love Assumption streamed 2 weeks ago. No.
Is this streaming?
I don't see it yet. Not yet.
Is it working? Is it working? So welcome to live chat.
Live. Up, yep.
Yeah?
Let's see.
It's working?
On. Yes.
It's working?
Yeah, here. So let me pull up that chat for you. Let me pop it out. Sign into chat. Yes, but can I see the chat?
Yay, Callista's here.
Pop out chat.
Hi, honey.
Yes. Here. Get this full.
Joseph's sorting it out for me. Hi, Divine Empress. Thank you, hon. I got my backup. Thank you. Got my backup, guys. Because remember what happened last time? Hey, everyone. Hi, it's good to see you. Got my backup. So just in case, because you remember how this stalled last time and I couldn't see what everyone was saying. So hopefully this way, I have another way to see the chat if this should freeze again. So Joseph's vid didn't post yesterday. Yeah, we had a bit of a technical issue. That's why mine didn't post either. So that's why I'm doing a live today. And he's going to post his later today as well. It's just our internet or something. I just couldn't upload anything. Yeah, it's good?
Yes.
I made the frappe. So you guys got your drinks? Hi, Kim. Hi, everyone. Having fun. It's so good to see you all. Shall we get I just want to see if I can do something here. Oh, would any of you guys like to be moderator for this? Lisa, hi, babe. Hi, guys. It's so good to see you. Kim, would you like to? Hi. I was just thinking in terms of, as we discussed, obviously, you know, you get the odd people who don't have anything better to do with their time than to troll. So I don't know if anyone would like to. Hi, Wanted Hero. You're driving, huh? Don't be operating heavy machinery while listening to this live. Hi, Gamey. Hey, Nicole. Constance, my darling. How are you all? How's everyone doing? Is it really hot where you're all at? Hey, Joe. Hi, watching this channel. Well Admitted Mental Health Clinic, hon. Oh, bless you, darling. How are you doing? Red Thread. Love your eye makeup. Oh, thank you, Red Thread. I caught you live while I felt anxious. RB. We're here to sort your anxiety out. Yara. Hello, my love. Yara, I'm going to see without you even realizing it. I'm going to add you as a moderator, honey. Because I think it'll be good for us to have this moderated this time. What do you think, everyone? Hi, Neil. It's good to see you. Oh, thank you, RB. Been thinking a lot about our coaching. I need to schedule another one. Anytime you need, honey, anytime. It's hot in NYC, huh? Yeah, hot in Indonesia. Oh, my goodness. I can imagine, actually. Been listening to a lot of Joseph videos lately. Hi, Adelina. How you doing, hon? The weather, so you're 84 degrees. So what is 84 degrees actually over your Fahrenheit? That's pretty hot, huh? We are at the moment, because we're in centigrade. We're 28. Yeah, so that's similar. We are not too dissimilarly, yeah, 29 degrees today in the UK. Unseasoned chilly in Spain? Really? What's going on, Kim? ¿Cómo estás? Huh? ¿Cómo estás? Be cold. Cold in South Africa as well. 100 over in South Africa. Why is it cold over there? Oh, I suppose actually that side you're coming into. Oh, it shouldn't be, should it? Be coming into the autumnal. Hi, Random G. It's good to see you all. 93 degrees Fahrenheit. My God. My goodness, Michelle. Ah, so it's actually winter in South Africa. I thought you'd be going into, oh yeah, I suppose. Yes, no, that makes sense. I forget that we've actually come into summer now because we didn't get much of a summer until today, or the last couple of days we've had some summery weather. So this is the thing when we don't have proper seasons, you know. So where are we? You're in Leeds. Leeds is hot. Ah, why is my phone going mental? What is this? Okay, I'm going to put that so that my notifications go a bit quiet. In Los Angeles, isn't the weather always nice in Los Angeles though? I have to ask you this. I know you posted a video with Joseph. Is that the first time you guys... Oh, you guys posted with each other on YouTube. I love you both so much. I gasped. Yeah, Juice Box. It was. That was our first collaboration. If it's the collaboration video you were talking about. Yeah, and then Joseph made an appearance on my last live. And he will no doubt make an appearance on this one as well. So I know you guys have been requesting like we do more collabs and everything. We've been so busy. It's been really hard to kind of get something together. We were talking about... Should I mention about the plan, Joseph?
What's that?
The stuff we were talking about with your Spotify.
Yeah.
We were thinking about are any of you guys into podcasts and stuff? Because we were considering, we have a lot of interesting conversations, as you can imagine, as we're both YouTubers, as we both follow the law, as we've both been practicing this for a long time, living this out, that we were thinking some of the conversations that we have might be quite interesting to share with you guys with relation to the law, coming at it from our different perspectives, even though we have very much the same perspective on things, but we come at it from different angles. And we thought maybe a podcast or something. I used to get a lot of people requesting that I do podcasts back when I was doing my TikTok lives especially, but I don't know anything about it. But you see, Joe understands all this stuff with tech. So he was like, we could do it through his Spotify. But I don't know if any of you guys are into that kind of stuff. Do any of you listen to podcasts and that? You've got 30 degrees in Germany, Angelica, my goodness. Constance, yeah, I will add you. I will add you, my darling. And I wonder if I add you guys as moderators if you remain as stuff. But I've got you. Juicebox, you're so cute. I love you. Betty, you love podcasts, yes? Marissa? Absolutely love a decent podcast. Wow, quite a few of you listen to podcasts then. Martin, you as well, huh? Yeah, okay. Florence, yeah, you as well. Adelina, there's loads of people actually. They're all like listen to podcasts. Joe, John, yeah, podcasts as well. Wow. So do you guys tend to stream it from Spotify and that? Is that how you do it? Amber, how do you manage to see each other since he's American and you're English? Amber, our bridge of events unfolded and is still unfolding to this day in very insane ways I can't even begin to tell you. So he came to visit and then went back and then came to visit again. And we just didn't go back. Now we're looking to make him citizen here. So he, for those of you who follow Joseph as well, you know that he had just bought a house as well in New Jersey, and then he ended up selling that house, still making a profit on it as well. And it's just happened very fluidly. It's like everything has just been working out very fluidly on this journey. So we didn't have to spend too much time with this long distance. But to be honest with you, I felt less distance between Joseph and myself than I did with people who I have dated who are literally 10 minutes down the road. I felt like there was more of a distance there. See, it's all concept. Hi Marsh, how you doing? Twinkle Stardust says the longer the better. Okay, cool. Interesting. Yeah, podcast. So okay, so that's something then we should really consider doing. That might be quite interesting. And we might get, you guys to suggest what the topic of discussion could be, because I thought about it and a couple of times we were discussing things, we're like, you know what, this would be really interesting for a podcast. Hey Blessed Faith, hello hon. Oh Marissa, I don't do pop-up, but if Athena and Joseph, I will listen. Oh Callista. Who's is it Chyla Lee? Google, I thought you were her. Really, Juice? But I have no idea who that is actually. I will have to Google that. I get told that I look like a few people. Maybe I've just got one of those faces. I don't know. My German SP is married and been in no contact with me, apart from one email to say he's staying with his wife. I feel like my circumstances are insurmountable. Katie, often when we're on these bridges of events, hun, we do feel like, yes, everything seems bigger than it is. That's why we make ourselves feel like grasshoppers in this world of giants, essentially, because it does. I've been in many situations where I've been met with something like the legal system, for example, or SP that is living with a partner and seems to be so in love and all of this business. And I've seen circumstances of all kinds, and I have, this is why I get people to share their success stories and stuff, whether they knew about the law at the time or not. Some people have actually manifested specific people they didn't even know about the law. That was before they knew about it. And their success stories are incredible, how it turns around. So the fact that he's been married, he's married and stuff like that, you know that this is not a problem. Things change all the time in this world, in this reality, right? Nothing is stagnant. But what I will say is just have a think to yourself, Katie, what do you want and why do you want it? Why is it this particular person? Especially if it's causing you a lot of pain to be focused on someone who is married. That can be quite a difficult thing for a lot of us to overcome quite naturally, so why are we putting this person on the pedestal? This person is the only one who can truly make you happy, and that will just help you to unravel this a little bit, bring them off the pedestal, give yourself a little bit of that detachment, and truly focus on manifesting what you want. And if it is still that desire, then you can do it from a kind of healthier mindset that doesn't feel too hurt by it. Does that make sense? I want to revise my past grade manifest scholarship. How do I do that? I've been saturating my mind with affirmations was that with affirmations like saturation sessions? I like that, saturation sessions. I mean, I'd never use affirmations. I prefer imaginal acts, because when I am needing to feel something, feeling is the secret. I know we're not talking about emotions, but we're talking about essentially stepping into the version of me that has that desire, so that I can see life through that perspective, so that I can impress upon myself. Then I'm too lazy to do like thousands and thousands of affirmations to change my mindset. One imaginal act will do that for me. And focus on your end. What is it that you want? You want that scholarship. What would that feel like? Maybe you're having an inner conversation where a friend of yours is congratulating you on this scholarship. Feel that out. Because remember, just because you failed one exam, say, or you didn't get the mark for one exam, maybe there's other exams that are going to come up. Maybe there's something else that you were going to pass. I had that before when I was manifesting to win a competition. I was so convinced I was going to win this competition, and it was a hypnosis competition. It was a while back. And of course, I was just like, yes, I've got it. This is the competition I'm going to win. I didn't win it. And I was like, what the hell? But I imagined that I won this competition, but I know the law. So I'm being blinded by this, that the sun is coming down. It's like shining through the shadows. So I might have to close those in a sec. But essentially, I didn't win that competition. Sorry? Thank you. The shadows is just a bit blinding. So I didn't win that competition. But you know what? Another competition came up. The light. There we go. Thank you so much. Oh, that's so much better. Okay. Thank you, honey. Yeah, so I won. It was the second competition. So what it is I had the experience. I won the competition, the hypnosis competition. So I got it in the end. So don't be put off if you were manifesting to pass an exam, for example. You didn't pass that exam. Okay, but you will have that experience. Coco's good. Coco's really tired, Adelina. Look, he's just like exhausted because we took him on a walk and it's a hot day. And so he's feeling it a little bit. But he's got nice little ice cubes in his water. Oh, Cynthia, Cynthia found you on Spotify, Joseph, with the Neville lectures. Awesome. Joseph's posted a load of Neville lectures on his Spotify. So all of them, all the Neville lectures that you guys could ever want, right? So if you would like to go there and have a listen, and then we're going to do our, what do you call it? Our podcast and stuff at some point, I think for a bit of fun. What do you guys reckon? So I am so behind. Louise, hello, darling. Huge movement happening these days. Louise, you see? I told you how many times I have coached this boy. How many times have I seen you? Actually, not loads, but he's done incredibly well. Now I say huge movement. I knew it. Is there a way to tag someone so they can see when you react to their comment here, or do you need to type? Thank you. Yeah, sorry to hear you're in the same position, Joe. Oh, you guys are so sweet. I love that you were talking to each other and helping each other out. All my exams are over. I want to revise my grades to distinction. So you can manifest and revise your grades, revise that feeling, so you don't feel like you failed, so you don't feel like you lost out. You will have that experience. You will go onto the trajectory of getting that scholarship. How it's going to happen, when it's going to happen, I do not know. But if you need to revise it, you can, or just give yourself the experience. Because what would be the outcome of that scholarship? What's important about that scholarship? So hot. I know some was shiny and sweaty. So I've been getting all sorts of urges, even to delete all social media. And I just did that. Is that part of the journey? Random G, there's a reason why you've been inspired to take that action. Don't know what seeds you've been planting, honey. Obviously to do with your SP, but perhaps there's part of this that is paining you. And if you had an intention, like, I don't want to be hurt by this anymore and stuff, your natural movement might be to take some action, like, let's just block this off. Or your higher self is saying, yeah, okay, so we don't need this distraction anymore. This is affecting you. Come away from the social media. And this is part of your journey to that healing, to that bridge of success. So everything is a bridge. So I think my chat on here has just frozen. But my chat on here is still working, so I can still see what you guys are saying. It just means I have to look down on this chat. Joe, how did you know you had manifested Joseph? So Joe, you know, initially what I did was I was manifesting a perfect person relationship. I was kind of fed up of failed relationships. I'd come out of that really bad breakup, and then I went on the dating apps, and then I was fed up of not getting any dates for like a year, and I realized that I was falling into the old patterns again with guys. And so that's when I sort of sat down and I was like, right, this is what I want. And then a couple of weeks later, Joseph came into my life, but I had forgotten about the seed that was planted 5 years ago when he had created his list, and I was moved to email him, and I was also moved to set an intention when I saw him on my phone, his videos on my phone. I was like, well, he's really cute. Like, I wonder what it would be like. And I started sort of imagining there as I was washing the dishes. See, it's always when I'm doing something around the house that's when my best time to manifest and impress myself. And so I did. And I think even in one of those videos, he had mentioned something that alluded to him having a partner. And I remember thinking at the time, I don't really care. I didn't really care. I didn't really see it as a kind of blocker. But yeah, we realized only in retrospect how we had manifested each other. Athena, my SP was with a third party. He's super remorseful, and honestly, I don't feel the pain or anger, but there's a little part of me that tells me you're letting him off too easy. Karina, so ask yourself why. You're attaching that meaning to something. I'm letting him off too easy. I mean, remember, whatever he's done was part of your bridge to, I assume that you're back together, because you said your SP was with a third party, and he's super remorseful and stuff. So he's obviously come back apologetic or something like that. I'm assuming. I don't know, but you need to kind of go within yourself and ask yourself, okay, what am I still holding on to here? Why do I feel like I need to punish him when he is clearly he's playing the part that I have allocated to him? And that's not to say that we deserve to be mistreated, and that's not to say that we should forgive everyone every wrongdoing, and when they harm you, you should, I don't believe in like turning the other cheek and all of that, but essentially do believe in, okay, if I've received an apology, if they're showing remorse for their actions, if I can see how, you know what, you were playing a part and I see how this bridge has actually brought us closer together, then what am I wanting to punish them for? I love you guys. There's so many comments here, so I do apologize if I'm struggling to keep up with some of your questions. I'll do my best to answer as many as I can. Louise, next step, full commitment. Here we go. You've been doing so well, hon. Well, I hope you're going to be submitting your success story. You better. And have all of you submitted your success stories yet? Because remember what I said to you, every single one of you is sitting on an incredible success story. Every single one of you, whether it was before you knew about the law, whether it's afterwards, whether it's during, whether you coach with me, whether you just discovered my channel, whatever it is, but all of you are sitting on like incredible success stories. And I'm hearing it from a lot of my clients where they're talking to me. I'm like, wow, like, why haven't you shared this? Like, literally, you don't even realize your successes. Not a lot of you don't realize that you're a success. It's like, okay, but I didn't manifest my SP, so I'm not a success. No, no, no. You are already a success, and you're going to continue to be a success in everything. I've decided. That's it. It's done. Um, so, insight on dreams, like dreaming of the imagination. You know what, Birdie? Dreams comes up quite a lot, and I can't say that I am particularly great at understanding what the dreams mean, because they're symbolic for the most part, aren't they? Dreams are not literal, but I'm having an experience in my dream in relation to my desire. So I used to get this with my first SP in particular. It happened a lot in the beginning, and actually even with a couple of my SPs in the beginning, the dreams would be, and maybe you guys have gone through this too, let me know. Dreams would be filled with anxiety and stress, maybe reliving some of the past arguments, or maybe creating new arguments in the dreams. If there was a third party involved, often I would have the third party in my dream as well, and there would be this threat and fight. And I always say, take the feeling that the dream gives you. That's what I go by. So if I come out of a dream feeling uncomfortable, feeling like that dream has just confirmed about, I'm still anxious about the third party, I'm still not feeling chosen, then I know that when I shift, my dreams naturally change, and they do. So when I do shift, instead of having those horrible dreams that I would have, suddenly I'd be having these dreams that are like, the two of us reconnecting, the two of us getting together. The third party would no longer be in the dream. So I would actually see a shift. And they say that, your unconscious, God, whatever you want to call it, speaks to you in your sleep. So that's how I would use it personally. Still waiting for it to unfold. Game, you're not waiting for anything. Remember, do not wait, because if you're in a state of waiting, it's like the most painful state to be in. Manifestation is not about getting things, not about getting the car, getting the SP, getting the job. These are byproducts of your shift in state. The more that you can adopt that mindset, the less attached you're going to be to 3D circumstances, the less you're going to feel like waiting, because I guarantee every single one of you has had a desire that you've had realized. Like I said, you're all success stories, and all of you have had numerous success stories in your life thus far. Not at any point when you set an intention were you sitting there feeling like you're waiting, it's not working, why isn't it happening yet? You weren't doing that, were you? What if I already feel fulfilled in my state as soon as I relax? Is it okay? Absolutely, Shadi. Dropping the desire is a big part of it and happens as a byproduct of shifting state. Christina, hey babe, you're here. Christina, I am going to, can I do it on here? No, I can't figure it out. Damn. Christina, I was trying to set you up as a moderator, hon, but I can't seem to figure it on this. Oh, I can't do it on this. And this chat is frozen. Why does it freeze? Does anyone do lives on YouTube using their mobile? And do you have the same issue as the chat just freezes? It just decides to stop working? I don't get that. Having conversations with my SP about things wrong and asking what he really wants, because 3D is an emotional roller coaster. And I work with him, but he's cold when he's mad at me. So April, try and see this differently, hun. You're having conversations in your head with SP about things wrong. So I don't understand what kind of inner conversations are you having. Are they from the premise of the end of your desired result? What is it that you truly want? Can we see this differently? Can we see this as, well, perhaps if this is an emotional roller coaster, you're working and he's being cold when he's mad at you. I mean, is he mad at you though? Is he being cold? Perhaps he's just being introspective, going within. When you've got a lot on your plate, a lot on your mind, and we tend to kind of go within. Doesn't mean that I'm mad at the person, doesn't mean that I don't want to talk to the person. Try and see that differently, Blondie, thank you, sweetie. You're ever so sweet. Hi, Marjorie. Michelle. Oh, is this up to date or is this frozen as well? Oh no, this says sign into chat. It's logged me out.
Where?
My chat.
Where? On what device?
My laptop.
No, it's never been logged in. Remember, incognito.
Well, can you help me? Because I don't understand.
Why do you need to be logged in?
Oh, wait a minute.
Why do you need to be logged in?
I don't, maybe, actually. No, now this page has come up instead. So what happened was, I think the other chat, whatever, it just froze. And then it said needed to sign in or something. Oh, I get it.
You're not. This is incognito. This is how you can witness yourself, because you can't be logged in because you're the one hosting it.
Yeah. It went, but it's back. It came back. Oh, thank you, Ciel. I did my imagine ending, and it seems like there is no movement. Oh, I can't even. It seems like there is no movement, but I know the bridge is unfolding. I know movement is happening. Absolutely is. You guys, the amount of times that the bridge is unfolding that you don't realize that it's unfolding. That's why I say test the law. Please don't just have your specific person as your only dream and desire. Literally, like, test it with various things. I did it yesterday with a free cup of coffee. Again, I seem to do that quite a lot. But you see, my bridge was such a sometimes that bridge is just not, it's not as we expect. Sometimes the opposite happens. And we went to the coffee shop, and I was thinking to myself, and I was feeling like, I'm due this free coffee. I feel like I'm getting a free cup of coffee. So no, I just did it whilst I was there in real time. And kind of had this conversation with the barista. Didn't get a free coffee. Okay, so we got our coffees and we left. Coco then decides that he's going to poop in the most awkward place. So I've got this frappe, and I'd put it up on this church wall. And the church wall, it was kind of like an illusion. It looked like it would be flat, but actually it was pointed. And I couldn't see that, and I'm quite small. So I've placed my coffee on this, thinking it's a flat surface, and it just went spilt all over the place into the churchyard. I was so upset. So we had to go back to the coffee shop, and I was just with intention. I was like, okay, I just have to buy another coffee. And then they gave me a free cup of coffee for it. So I got my free coffee. You see, things are happening all the time. I wouldn't have known that Coco needing to poop in the most awkward place was part of my bridge to getting my desire, which was that free coffee. But you see what I mean? Like, your bridges, and I know that's a really ridiculous example, but your bridges will be unfolding in such a way that it doesn't always connect directly to your desire. Remember what I said about the SP that I manifested and I met him in the park? Remember what happened with that? Part of my bridge was that I just had this compulsion. My what's the word, inspired action was to dye my hair. How is that? How has that got anything to do? What if I came to you guys and was just like, guess what? I got great movement on my manifestation. I dyed my hair today. You'd feel like Athena's lost her mind. But seriously, because that movement meant that I was delayed, which meant that I didn't get to walk at my usual time, which meant that, I walked Coco later, which meant I bumped into another person who was moved to talk to me to delay me even further, which meant that I spent only a little time with my friend before he had to go, which meant that Coco then decided he wanted to go to this park that I had no intention of going to, so that I could specifically bump into my SP at that time and reconnect. Can you believe this? Has an issue when doing lives. Oh, does she game me? Okay, that's good to know. At least if other people are having issues with their lives, it's not just me. I wondered if my internet is really bad. Maybe we'll get better internet. Single mom and my SP and I were together for 2 years, but he said he couldn't put up with the kids anymore. What can I affirm? Is that he wants to be with me even if I have kids. Roxy, so I don't, first of all, I don't use affirmations to elicit inner change. I will always go deeper than that, because for me to change my assumptions, my beliefs, to feel something different, if I, especially robotically, if I'm just going to spout a load of words 50 million times, first up, I'm too lazy for that. And secondly, I feel like I'm fighting myself. So what I tend to go with is just this openness of, okay, he stated this and he stated about my kids. Perhaps you had some awareness, some concerns about your kids being blockers, or perhaps you have labeled yourself, as you say, single mom, and maybe, as you know, I know that some women might deem that as some sort of obstruction to having an ideal relationship. Okay, I'm a single mom and now I have baggage and I'm not going to find love, or they're going to see me as a burden. I don't know the kind of beliefs that we have. What have you labeled yourself in your situation? How do you see your SP? See, it goes deeper than that. But really what I would say to you is just focus on your end. Ascertain exactly, what do you want? Is it this person, and if so, why? And if that is the case, then what is my outcome? And I will go there and I will see that being my outcome. This could be part of your bridge. Like I say, the bridge doesn't make sense. This is part of your bridge to your outcome, to that relationship. Who's to say that it isn't, right? But what is your mindset in relation to this? How are you seeing this? Do I really need to drop my desire, feel comforted on my bad days? Yeah, you know, you guys. So the things with persisting, I think there's a lot of misunderstanding about it. I think maybe a few of you believe that persisting is that you carry on and on and on with affirmations and thinking about your desires and focusing on your desires and trying to keep positive and techniques all day long. Again, you guys never did this before. Why are we doing this now? See, I always revert back to, you were born to do this and you've been manifesting this entire time. And so I revert back to that, because that's when I manifested the most effortlessly, the most easily. I don't do all these sleep tapes and these deep meditations to get in, but you can, especially the meditations and hypnosis and stuff. I see the benefit in that. I think that's really important, and shifting our mindset, shifting our for our mental well-being. Is it necessary though to manifest? Is it necessary for you to keep on doing techniques to get your outcome? Absolutely not. In fact, if you get to a point where you're just like, yeah, I forgot about it, I'm so detached, in fact I've even given up. Have you seen this? Is why I say, this is why I get all these success stories to be shared by you guys who just watch it, or my clients, or whoever. I don't care who it is that's sharing a success story. The reason I'm accumulating so many of them is it's not just my manifestation that I get a lot of success stories, but it's also the fact that I want you guys to see the pattern. A lot of people, one of the success stories I remember from my clients, and that she had said that she'd forgotten. She'd forgotten about it. In fact, she'd given up. That's it. She had given up. She thought she gave up on her dream. And then it came to fruition. Then it was her SP. It was the story where they kept on breaking up, and they had quite a lot of bad breakups. I believe it was that one. So it's a good thing to let go. That's actually part of living in the end, you know, is that, and it's not something you can force. Don't force yourself to stop wanting your desire. Don't force yourself to try and forget about it, try not to think about it. No, it's all going to happen very, very naturally. And again, some of the success stories that I've shared, some people have said that, where something just clicked. I think that's the best way to describe it. It's like something clicks within you and you're kind of like, I don't need this anymore. This is the outcome that I want, but I don't have a neediness about it, a full-on attachment. It's kind of like a satiation. Okay, I'm starving hungry. I'm desperate for this desire. This is what I want. But I keep placing myself there in consciousness and imagination. It's kind of like I'm just feeding myself, I'm eating some nuts, you know, just feeding myself some nuts. And then eventually I kind of get enough of a satiation, which, yes, I would still like that meal, that particular meal. But at the same time, I kind of filled myself enough at the moment with my Imaginal act, with these nuts, that it's just satiated me enough to get on with my life. I can get on with other things and not have this hyper focus, devastating hunger, right? Because we're not meant to be desiring all the time. We're not meant to be living in desire and in hunger. We're meant to be very present, practice mindfulness, be present, enjoy the present moment, knowing that everything is unfolding for you. Even if it's something random, like spilling your coffee or dyeing your hair, that means you get a free coffee, or means that you end up meeting your SP, you see? So that's why we try and take as much pleasure in the moment. Thank you for you doing rebuilding my relationship with my daughter. She's currently in the Netherlands, is coming back for the summer. Oh, Rebecca, this is amazing. And I've got quite a few clients at the moment who have been sharing their successes and who are manifesting their specific personalities to be like their children, their daughters, strange daughters. That is lovely. Congratulations, honey. We're manifesting perfectly working life. Yes, Nicole. So what I'm going to do is, I am a wee bit behind. I'm a lot behind. I don't know what's happened. All these questions are getting asked. So I'm doing my very best, guys, and I'll try and see if there's any questions for people I haven't responded to yet. Since opposites imply each other, like, see, every time I go to read a question, it vanishes. Light, dark, being, non-being in an inseparable relationship, would all states technically be the wish fulfilled? That's an interesting way to look at it. Hey. But the state of lack, there's the duality of life, right? Everything is in existence now. And for me to experience, say, the bad side of my SP means that the good side also has to exist. For me to experience night, there has to be day as well. Otherwise, how would we have this without this contrast? we wouldn't know good from bad. We wouldn't know any of this kind of stuff, right? So that's the opposite. So duality has to be in existence now, right? And we decide in relation to every desire, there are two states of being to occupy. I either am the person in the state of poverty or in wealth, right? I am the person who is in the state of being in a loving, committed relationship or being single and rejected and dejected. Does that make sense? So there's two states always in relation to our end result. Your wish fulfilled state is, what do you truly desire? What would it feel like if that desire was realized? What would that be? How do you connect yourself to that desire? Because like I said, we don't want to remain hungry. We don't want to remain segregated from our desires. You don't want to be thinking of your desire. You want to be thinking from it. That's what we do with the imaginal act, placing yourself there in first person. So suddenly my perspective is that of, right, I can see life through the lens of the version of me that has, and suddenly I look at things very differently. Suddenly I look at ghosting as like a blessing in a way, and the fact that that's their emotional turmoil, that they're really struggling with regards to dealing with this separation, for example. Irish Andy, I love that. Hi from across the pond. Hey, Andy, where are you based then? You're not in Ireland? Eve, hi, honey. Straight to the end. Athena, I've been manifesting SP, but not even getting signs. So how long have you been on the journey, GK? And remember, you're not always going to get these obvious signs of your manifestation. I mean, when I was manifesting like my first SP, even my second SP, look, especially actually my second SP, I knew that we were going to reconnect. I had accepted that and I made that my truth. Even though we ended badly and he blocked me, I kind of, I started to miss him, and I thought I didn't like how it ended. I had some regrets about that. And I set the intention, and it took a year. That particular manifestation, nothing. I don't think I had anything because I was blocked and stuff. So now I'm trying to remember, because that was quite a while back. So remember, I've got a lot of SP manifestations. Not all of them were for relationships. A lot of them are reconnections and stuff. And with him in particular, it was more of a reconnection because I'd ended that relationship, but I'd also missed his presence in my life. Now, to this day, fully conformed, like the version of him, he has changed his life around, and we are the best of friends to this day. Even Joseph absolutely loves him as well. Now, yeah, we had this point of segregation for a year. And like I say, because I was blocked, I couldn't see anything on his social media. Not that I kept checking, and he never reached out to me. And it's not like we had any mutual friends or anything like that. So I got nothing. I'm trying to think now. I don't even think I saw his name. You know how I say on some of these journeys, you might see their name, you might see angel numbers. I saw nothing. I saw nothing. But I'd actually had forgotten about it. So these sorts of signs are not an indicator. Remember what I said, it's not an indicator of whether or not you're on the right track, because a lot of the signs, a lot of the things that are happening on your bridge are not going to be easy to distinguish as movement and signs. Does that make sense? Coco taking a poop in a random place that was the movement. That was the sort of sign that I was going to get my free coffee, right? So try not to be put off by that. The thing is with this though, guys, is remember, 3D is your mirror. We're too used to allowing the 3D to determine who we are. That's why when you discover the law and you realize that it's about how consciousness creates, and it's about having a very strong, disciplined mindset. And that means that every time 3D derails me, which it will, and it's okay to be derailed by it, it's okay to have a spiral and a cry about it. We've established that this doesn't impact you negatively. From my personal experience, I never gave it that meaning that I've messed up, I'm starting all over again, I've ruined my manifestation. No way. It was just part of my bridge, part of my interpretation of what had happened. And if I didn't like it, then I would, after my trigger and spiral, I would take a step back and I would try and perceive this differently. Somehow this is working in my favor, or do you know what, I'm going to disregard this because it's not what I have imagined. I know what I have imagined, and I know that I will experience it, much like with that experience I'd given myself of winning the competition, and I didn't win that first competition, but I still got to have my experience manifest when the second competition came about, however many months or nearly a year later, for me to have that experience manifest. It will always find a way to you. Any tips manifesting? A singer in a band who lives in a different country, getting out of the mindset that he only sees me as a fan. He has seen me, might know me a bit, but not personally. That's really interesting, Liz. I was talking to Joseph about this yesterday. There's a couple of you manifesting, for example, like celebrity SPs. And I personally have never manifested a celebrity for a relationship. I've manifested them for like meetups, like my favorite band and my favorite guitarist and everything. I've manifested things like that, but I never really manifested a relationship with them. Now, one of my friends, so we were listening to music yesterday as we were working, and I'd said to Joe, have you heard of this band? So the band is called In Me. Maybe some of you are familiar with them. I think they were quite big in the early, about maybe 90s or 2000 or something like that. I was never a fan. I didn't really know their music, but essentially she was a huge fan of theirs, and she always had the biggest crush on the drummer. Never met this guy, no connection at all. I don't even really know if she got to see them live, if she did, but of course if she did, she would have been in a, way back and just a face amidst the crowds, but never met personally. But she always sort of had that intention and that kind of connection. She was very confident within herself, and she'd set that intention many years ago. And then years down the line, she goes on one of these dating apps, I think it was Bumble or something like that, and guess who happens to be on there? I think he was on there. I don't know how old he must be now. I think he's like about 35, because I didn't go to their wedding, but I think he must be about mid-30s, and he's changed what he's doing now, because the band had dissipated. I think they've split up, and I don't know how long ago that was. Like I say, I'm not a fan, but yeah, you'll see these kind of things happen a lot. It doesn't matter if they're a celebrity, it doesn't matter, everyone is it's just another person essentially. Pavni, thank you so much, darling. I really appreciate that. Oh, thank you, honey. Thank you for the donation. I don't know, Pavni, did you have a... Oh, there you are. My message didn't go through. I've been manifesting my SP, and we are in contact, and he's affectionate towards me, calls me more, but I feel he's not serious. How to change this? Interesting, Pavni. So what makes you feel like he is not serious? Why have we attached this judgment? Because it's a judgment and it's a label, and it's probably based on how you're feeling in relation to him. There's something about you that doesn't feel safe in relation to your SP, whether that's because of your concept of self, your experiences of past relationships. Say you've got this pattern of relationships that break down, and a lot of our patterns, relationships, all stem from childhood. That's where we shaped a lot of our concept of self. Your very first relationship, your very first interaction was with your parents, and it will be the relationship between your parents that you would be looking at and attaching meaning to, and the relationship they had, the relationship dynamic between you and them, that then you then shape yourself from what you're experiencing here with your parents and that. And so sometimes we will from that take these beliefs like, okay, the male dynamic, they're not as affectionate and stuff, so I feel like I can't trust them, I don't feel safe and secure around them, right? So with your SP, especially if this is a pattern, but let's just focus on your SP for now. There's a reason that you've attached that, because you said even yourself, thank you, Stephanie Ann, I appreciate you, honey. You said so yourself, Pavni, that you're in contact and he is affectionate towards me. So that's not even really the issue, unless you're doing what a lot of us do, what my client yesterday was doing that I told her off for, which I don't know if she's here, if you're here, honey. But she's got this incredible movement. She's essentially, to me, already a success story. She doesn't see herself as that yet, and that is the problem. But essentially, she's gone from no contact, no communication, no nothing, to contact, communication daily, to now this increase and influx. But because of her mindset, she's still attaching these negative meanings. She can't fully enjoy it. Ask yourself, there is a reason why you feel he's not serious. Is it to do with your past events? Is there something that needs to be revised here? Is it to do with some beliefs you have in relation to him and beliefs you have in relation to yourself and him, this relationship dynamic? In which case, I would advise you to just go to your end and imagine your end, and make sure that you always present your specific person in relation to you as the ideal. How would you like to see them? You're always looking through the 3D. Remember how we said, don't allow 3D to determine who you are. You determine who you are. 3D is merely a reflection. But yes, we're going to apply from time to time negative meanings to things, and that's okay. I can learn from this, and I can be like, right, I don't feel safe around you. I'm not feeling like you're taking me seriously. Is that to do with my self-esteem perhaps, or is that to do with stuff that's happened in the past between you and I that I need to revise? Maybe do some imaginary acts for yourself, about yourself, to help you to feel safe and secure. You know, capturing those moods as well. It doesn't involve an SP. You can do that as well. The next I walked in, I saw a bird catch a worm. You wrote the list. Walked into my garden and a huge bird flew off having caught a snake. Oh my goodness. Wow. Goddess love, my goodness. Yeah, you see, delivers in abundance. You didn't just get a worm, you got a snake. And he's got you to thank for that. Claire, you're here, honey. Hi. Can I manifest university acceptance after the deadline is over? Yes, absolutely you can. Like I said, absolutely. Because this deadline might be over. So what? There's going to be another deadline, another opportunity. Something's going to come into your path that's going to give you that university acceptance. Because he behaved the same way and has rejected me. Right. Right. When I told him how I felt. So I don't use affirmations. Is everyone's favorite way of manifesting to use affirmations. And I get it. And I would only ever use affirmations if they were generic. For example, everything is working out for me. That's a lovely affirmation because you're not fighting with your ego mind. There's no looking for proof and evidence. Like I say, go into your imagination. If I wanted to change your mind about something, even in modalities of therapy, we use imagination. Hypnosis uses the imagination. Even CBT and compassionate focus-based therapy as well, it uses imagination. It's always getting you to see the bigger picture, to see a different way, to feel. Look at this language that I'm using, NLP, the same. Utilize the imagination. Why? Because this is the best way to elicit change. This is the best way to feel something out. So if for those of you who enjoy using affirmations, make them general so that you're not fighting your ego mind. Feel them. Everything is working out for me. That feels good. But don't be affirming that they're obsessed with me, they love me, I'm in a loving relationship with my SP, when you've got absolutely no evidence of it, when it's the total opposite to what's happening in your 3D. I mean, that just causes a lot of resistance. Thank you so much, Stephanie Ann. I appreciate you and I appreciate the support. So Shastri, have I pronounced that correctly? Thank you as well for the donation on how to live in the wish fulfilled in 3D. SP has a third party. Right. So how are you seeing the third party, honey? See, if I am living in the wish fulfilled, then when I see my SP, when I experience them, like I did with my first specific person that was manifesting back, my very, very first one, the one who was living with the third party and took a year, right? The one who was addicted to drugs and stuff. Like I say, he's been messaging me today as well. You see, they're all like still in my life to this day. People change. Things change. Nothing is stagnant in your 3D reality. Just because you see a certain obstacle doesn't mean it's always going to remain there indefinitely. That's it, and that's set in stone. People change their mind, nature changes. Remember, this law also works in conjunction with the laws of nature and stuff. So for those people who are saying, oh, but you know, say like death is final, can we manifest someone back from the dead and stuff? No, we're abiding by the laws of nature as well, the laws of gravity. There are other laws as well that work in harmony with the law of assumption. But anyway, this wish fulfilled feeling. So when I switched state, I didn't really see the third party as an issue anymore. I saw it as she was somehow playing a part. And every time I viewed their relationship, despite the fact that 3D was showing me that they were actually in a very harmonious relationship because they kept posting up these pictures. No, I wasn't. I was checking in the beginning. I was in the beginning, but I didn't continuously check. I didn't want to know. But essentially, it looked like they were the perfect couple in every way and they were really, really happy. However, when I shifted state, when I experienced my wish fulfilled, when I reminded myself of my worth in this relationship, then I couldn't view this relationship any way but it is toxic, it's going to break down. Maybe that was some sort of intuition that just came from within based on my shift in state. But suddenly I just saw it as there's something off about this relationship and it's going to break down. It has to, because I've seen and experienced my end. And so he and I are going to come together. So this, it stands to reason. And so that's how I remained in that wish fulfilled. It wasn't something that I was consciously doing, forcing techniques. This is what I mean. The more effort and energy and techniques you throw at this, affirming all day long, the more you are making this into a process. You're making it hard work and you're making it about trying to change the 3D. So I mean, leave the 3D alone and everyone just take a step back from 3D. I just leave that be. The only thing to change is yourself. That's it. It's the only thing that we're changing. The only thing that we're manipulating here. The only thing that we are shifting is self and our own mindset. And from that moment when you shift, bam, the immediate movement is immediate. You come at it very differently. So that's how you're going to know, Shastri, because you're going to look at third party differently and you're going to live life feeling quite detached from this, not worried about this. This is not a concern. Third party is working in my favor. They're playing a part. They're a messenger. It's part of your manifestation. The third party is there to show you, hey, you've got issues with not being chosen. You've allocated this part to someone. Perhaps go into feeling chosen. Make yourself feel chosen and safe and secure in a relationship. Maybe you listen, script that out. Maybe you just imagine it, feel that out. Does that help you, hon? That's essentially, that is living your wish fulfilled. Because how can the version of me who has view this as, oh my God, that's it and that's the end of? I just wouldn't. Kelly Green, hi darling, welcome. We have a new subscriber here. Oh, all the messages are coming all at the same time. I'm trying to, wait for me, guys. Wait for me, please. Thank you so much. Oh, wonderful, Shastri. Good. I'm glad to have helped you, honey. Kelly, it's so good to meet you, darling. How are you finding it? Third party is toast. Love that, Erin. Is an ally. Exactly, Marissa. You got it. You guys, you got it. Okay, what's happened here? Oh, thank goodness. Thank goodness. Miss Bell. Yeah, but you know what? I thought YouTube had frozen as well because I was trying to look at the chat and I was like, I can't see anything again. It's just frozen, but your message came through. Can you talk about tarot and divination? Is that divination? Divine tools. If they predict bad outcomes. The reason why Joseph just went is because I said to him today, people are going to ask me about tarots, and we ended up having a conversation about that, about tarots, about psychics. First up, can I just check how many of you actually go to psychics, go for tarot readings, go by crystals, really pay a lot of attention to astrology? How many of you are really into that? Just out of interest. Eve, Michelle, you guys are absolutely right. I'm going to go into this in more detail actually about tarot is just reflecting your state. But essentially, this is the thing with tarot. So and psychics and all of that. I have tarots, have them for fun, and if ever I use them, I would also use them for fun. Use them as a tool, very lightheartedly. Tarots don't predict anything. There is no future to predict, just like there is no past. The future and the past exist in here. Your memories, everything is you're reliving it. It's through imagination. You're imagining it. And it's coming from your perspective, from your assumptions. That's why our past memories are not overly accurate. That's why a few of you could have had say, gone to the same party maybe 10 years ago, but you would have had very different experiences and very different recollections about what had happened. Same party, same thing, right? But we're just living it out in imagination. Now, the thing I say with it for you guys who are, because I know I've dealt with a lot of people who are addicted to psychics, tarot readers, things like that. Like, actually, it's become a problem for some people that I have worked with. And I get that because it's a comfort thing, right? You go on these one card reads. I know they were very popular on TikTok, might still be, where people are picking out a card and, you know, we do that for fun sometimes on my channel. I'd be like, this is literally just a reflection of your current state. Now, this is what's happening, okay? You as well, Michelle, you went down the tarot cards, and yeah, I think a lot of people do, because like I say, you want that kind of validation. It's something quite comforting, isn't it? Let me go to someone who is a claims to be psychic or tarot or can read my future with crystals or whatever it is. Listen, there's no power outside of yourself. Okay, that's the first thing to remember. So no, I don't buy into tarots, psychics. It's just, no, there is no future to predict. It is now. Everything is now. Okay. Another thing that I will say, so tarot readers, if you're going to a tarot reader, so say you're not reading your own cards, because if I, read my own cards and stuff, it is a reflection of me. How I interpret the cards is a reflection of my concept of self and my current state. It will be my current state because I'm reading it as my current state, as my current concept of self, right? And also think of it this way. Tarot cards have, each card has like a million different ways in which it can be interpreted, right? There is not one meaning with a tarot card. It's not like, oh, I'll pick out the lovers and it just means that, yay, love and all the rest of it. That's it. It's got so many different meanings and it can be interpreted so many different ways. So that tells you a lot too. Just like life, there is an infinite number of ways to an infinite number of meanings that you can attach to things that happen. That's why we say, life in itself has no meaning. Events and circumstances have no meaning except for the meaning that you attach to it. Now, I went to a tarot reader, they're reading the cards. The reading that they give me is basically them. What they're reading is themselves, because you can only read life from yourself, from your own perception. I can't read the cards from someone else's perception. It's always going to be from myself, from the state of Athena, from my perception, from my map of the world. I'm going to interpret the cards. I'm going to attach the meaning to the cards and the cards in relation to each other, or the future, or the visions that I'm seeing in my mind, or the crystals and the way that the crystals are shining. I'm going to interpret it from my state. So whoever you're going to read your palm or your tarots or whatever is reading themselves. Any reading they're giving, it's about themselves. And I've proven this enough, actually. There's a few tarot readers and stuff that I could say a lot about their life and the kind of person that they are and the kind of things that they've gone through based on the tarot reading that they would give. That's how much you can tell. That's how much they're projecting themselves. What's that?
They also can, whoever's reading their tarot, all you have to do is listen to them, that tarot reader, and you will know their life. It's obvious.
That's it. That's what I said. Yeah, you will know their life. Exactly. Because that's all they can do. We can only project in this world. Now, the tarot reader is reading themselves. Anyone who's doing these tarot reads, it's a story of their life that you're getting. But what you're doing as well is when you're reading it, you're applying a meaning to it. So my interpretation of what they're telling me, my interpretation of the cards is based on my self-concept. Oh, because you can have tarot readers, psychics saying all kinds of things to you, but how do you interpret it? So think of it that way, and don't be concerned if you were to get a negative reading and so there's no such thing, right? Everything is neutral. But how am I taking this? If a tarot reader is saying to me, oh, your SP is never going to come back. I mean, I've got a couple of my clients actually who was told that by numerous tarot readers, and guess what? SP is back. So, but it was there, it was in the cards and stuff. You see, you just refuse to accept it because they're reading themselves. they're reading their own, whatever, insecurities, issues in life. That's what the tarot reader is reading out in these cards, their projection onto you. You're interpreting it based on your self-concept. So if you are taking it that, what they're saying is true, that will be a lot to do with, okay, because of your beliefs about tarot readers or psychics or whatever, which means that you place them up high, which means that you'll take on their advice. It will be a lot to do with how you see yourself in relation to your desire. So if you don't have faith in yourself and your desire, then you will take this to be final. Then you will take this to mean something negative, even if it isn't. Does that make sense? Thank you, hon. Thank you. Detlef, is it? Samba, thank you, honey. In my summer gear. Stephanie Ann, thank you again, darling, for the donation. I've just been looking at the negative flashes of scenes that come as reminders of what I don't want. Thank you. Thank you for that. What is it? That is a possibility, but I choose this. So will these negative, heartbreaking flashes subside? Stephanie, absolutely. Absolutely, hon. Like I say, you're not stuck in a state. You're these, as you say, these negative flashes. So I don't know if it's like almost like a like these flashbacks that you get, or these negative thoughts. You're never going to be stuck with them. Even as someone as myself who had PTSD, and I was getting very, very horrendous negative flashbacks of things that happened and the trauma and that, and of course negative thoughts that came with that. But in time is a healer, and as well, and in time, when I was shifting my state, when I was focusing more on the things that I wanted and why I wanted it, when I was stepping more into that concept of self, when I was making my life bigger than just the one desire, it made it so much easier for me to live a more sort of peaceful life. And I stopped getting a lot of those flashes. It didn't stop completely. Occasionally I might get the odd one, because we all do. We naturally get bad thoughts filtering in, or we'll naturally have a kind of like a flash of a scene or an image, but it would be so minute, it would be so rare in comparison to what it was before. The frequency of them would just diminish. So I would always say, just make your life, like I say, bigger than SP, focus on the present moment, and also have your other desires, always focusing on the goals that you want and feeling that out for yourself, claiming that that is who you are now. You know, like I felt like a coach before I physically became a coach. All of you, like I said, all of you have done this. You set intentions for, say, a job or career that you wanted. I can see myself being on the stage, you know, or I could feel myself like having my own business and stuff. Many of you have had this, and your bridge unfolded to take you there. You claimed that you were that, though. It's not that you could, I couldn't see myself working in retail. I can't see myself doing anything else but this. A lot of you have been in that situation, and that's how you have manifested, you know, because you refuse to see anything else. So fears of the future, yes, Stephanie, so that's very natural. So again, like I say, when you shift state, you're not going to get those flashes and those fears. And when you do get those what if thoughts that are negative, okay, but what if actually everything is working out for me? What if it's okay in the end? We don't really do that enough. It's always like, oh, what if they meet someone else? Or what if worst case scenario? What if I get bad news? We don't actually question it and be like, yeah, but what if it's just as much chance of the opposite happening, right? This is so good. I've done like a blended iced coffee. It's so perfect with caramel. Oh. Oh, so where are we now? Is it valid to ask tarot questions like, what do I need to work on? I mean, ask it whatever you want, hun, Kaylee, but have in mind what I was just saying about the tarot. They only ever reflect your current state. So you can use it as a technique. You can use it as a guidance. And if you're reading your own cards, then remember, it's just yourself pushed out. But if you're going to a tarot reader, remember, they're reading themselves. That's what they're reading, and you're interpreting their reading based on your beliefs. Okay, so that's a very important dynamic, very important thing to remember. You're not getting the future. You're not getting some accurate reading in that. Unfortunately, some people believe so strongly in the things that are being read in the tarots that what happens is they end up manifesting that negative outcome. So that's why I say, well, don't become dependent on any outside source to tell you who you are, to dictate to you who you are. That's so important. The when is now, the how is not our job. Yara, yes. GK, you and Joseph are the most genuine coaches. Thank you so much, hon. I think because Joseph and I really, like I said, we speak from a lot of experience. You can never truly understand the law unless you've experienced it. And I tell you, even when I manifested my first SP or my second SP, would I have then become a coach and been like, yes, I understand the law, I have to see it? Like, no, it takes years of living this out to gain a true understanding about it and how the bridges unfold and how you deal with various things. And that's how you know the difference between coaches who are perhaps just regurgitating stuff they've read or regurgitating other videos or telling you just affirm all day long without understanding how the mind works or how the law is or something like that. At least if they can give you some examples or give you some direction or give you some past experiences themselves that demonstrate to you how this works, like no, you know, you could affirm all day long that your SP is in love with you, but if you don't, if it doesn't change you, if it doesn't change how you feel about them, how you see them, how you see yourself in relation to them, then you're not going to see any of this reflected back, you know. And I've known that just from years and years of experience. But manifesting my SP, 3D has his dog almost died. Okay, Leah, but remember that is part of your bridge somehow. Remember what I said? Remember what I said to you? That sometimes these crazy things happen. It is part of our bridge. La vie est belle. Thank you so much. Is it French? Merci beaucoup for the super chat, honey. I'm still learning actually with all of this. La vie est belle. Did you have a question, honey? I can't see, or was that just a? Oh, there you are. I think my issue is desperation and abandonment wound, self-concept stuff, just trauma. Merci. Darling, la vie. So desperation is a part of the abandonment, the trauma, the reject. Let's face it, we have all at some point fallen into a state of desperation. God knows I have enough times myself, hon. It's not something to feel bad about or to judge on, but it's just that, especially in the beginning, when we're lacking in our desire, you are naturally going to feel desperate for it because you're in lack, you're in wanting, you're in need. So yeah, you're going to feel desperate for it, especially things like love and matters of the heart. It such strong emotions, and it puts you in a state of action, fight or flight. And this is why a lot of us end up chasing our specific person. We're chasing for that outcome and stuff. It's all from the fear and the desperation. Lavi, do you have any support as well, like therapeutic support? Are you doing it all on your own? I'd be really interested to know how you're how you're managing that, how you're coping with that, hun. Because yeah, the whole stuff from the past and how we view things, how we view ourselves, it can be difficult when you're navigating through that on your own. That's why I utilize modalities of therapy to really assist with that. How do we get through this desperation? A lot of us manifest from a state of desperation. And what I will say is that your imagination helps you in terms of using imagination, using manifestation to step into a state of not being desperate. Okay, what would it be like to feel healed emotionally from this trauma? So you could do that as well. A lot of you don't think to do imaginal scenes that are just for you. You're thinking it's you and your desire and you and your specific person. But what about the scenes that define who you are? Like, what would it be like if you didn't have the trauma and the desperation holding you back? How would you feel about that? What would be different? You know, as I ask you these questions, as you ask yourself these questions, you will start to notice that your mind will bring to the fore answers. It's very good. All the answers are within you. Like, all of you have questions, but all of you have the answers, the knowing. It's within you. It's already here. I'd love that, Gamey. I know I was thinking that too. I'd love to have a group. I try getting some therapy sessions, but they all ask for more journaling or meditating. Interesting, Navi. Okay, so I don't know what kind of therapy you're getting. I've always found CBT extremely helpful, particularly, say, if you went through trauma, hun. Say for you, things like revision, or reframing, as we call it in therapy as well, is extremely useful, because part of the reason we still feel traumatized by events is because of the meaning that we're attaching to said event. But if I change it, if I change the dynamic, so for example, with the trauma I went through with my ex that left me with PTSD that time, because I did, therapists need therapy, right, as well. So I did seek out the help of a therapist. It was a CBT specialist, and we went through an Imaginal act. See, I told you, all modalities of therapy use imagination because it is a fantastic way to change your state, right? But I imagined the scene that happened, and instead of revising it so that it never happened, because let's face it, something as traumatic as that, I'm not about to revise it like it never happened and it just vanished from my life, right? No, there's no way that I could do that and make that feel natural to me. It's got to feel natural. So instead, I let my mind take over, and I was just like, okay, how would I prefer to have seen myself? And I changed the dynamic in the scene so that I gave myself a voice. I revised what happened so that instead of being a victim that had her voice taken by this, this ogre, I became a person who had a voice, could speak up for myself, and I could actually state what was hurting me, what he had done to hurt me. And that empowered me. And it was that sense of empowerment that shifted me, that made me feel like I'm not a victim of this. I'm a survivor of it. Now I see myself quite differently. Now I can find the strength within me to heal from it. Does that make sense? You guys do some scenes for yourself. Do some scenes that are about empowering yourself truly. Liz, thank you so much, hon. I don't have a block about him being a celebrity. It's more the fact that he barely knows me, sees me as a fan. Right, Liz? So in that sense, again, but that's just another block that you're creating. See, most people will see the block about celebrity, right? But the fact that he knows you and sees you as a fan, well, first of all, how do you truly know how he sees you? You can't get into your mind. What you're seeing is the perception, your perception of this. And you're seeing him as still someone who's very distant to you. You're still seeing him as a celebrity, because in order for you to label yourself as a fan, you've got to be seeing him as a celebrity. And you're seeing this desire as far away as well, because we're focusing on the distance, on the country. So you're trying to look at this differently. You're trying to see it as, bring him off the pedestal, he's a normal person. You're trying to see it as, okay, well, put all of that aside for now. And just for fun, imagine, okay, well, what would it be like if, for example, some event occurred where you two had met and you'd actually had a good conversation? Or maybe what happens to you, the same thing that happened to my friend who's now married to her celeb SP. Maybe it's a case of that band or whatever he's in, that starts to break down. And maybe he's no longer in the sort of limelight so much. Maybe things quiet down. Maybe you end up meeting him in a club or a bar, or you meet a person who knows him, and that's how you meet him that way. And this dynamic changes. Why are we labeling ourselves as a fan and keeping ourselves stuck there? That's just your perception of it. How about drop all of that perception, and just for fun, because you can, you occupy that end state of, do you know what, there's so many possibilities and ways in which our paths can cross. There's so many different ways in which this dynamic can change. And I don't need to worry about how, because that bridge is already set for me. I just need to go and occupy the end. So what is it that I want? Just establish what you truly want with this person, That's all we're asked to do. Pray as though we've received it, and we shall. Go into it in imagination like you've already received it, and feel that out. Go to your end. Because that's the only way that you can feel like you've already received your desire, is by going to the end. Does that make sense? So what are you guys saying? What are you guys saying? You guys are talking about, I saw something before. Do you know what? The chat is moving so fast, and I think something was mentioned. Am I wrong? Am I right? Were you guys talking about like having some sort of place or some sort of membership or something that you could all go on to talk together? Am I seeing things? Is that what you were saying? Because I'd love to have a place, a forum for all of you to talk, and I could get involved as well. And even Joseph said too, when he saw my chats and my premieres and stuff, so impressed by the community on here. We've got such a lovely community here, and I'm grateful to every single one of you who regularly tunes into my videos to listen to me babbling on about stuff. I'm so grateful to all of you who come and join me on these lives. You make it fun, you make it what it is. But it's really lovely. I feel like I know a lot of you personally, and I'm not talking about people I've coached with, just you guys I've gotten to know so well through the comments. And you know, I do my very best to try and respond to as many comments as I can. And it's getting impossible, but I will at least 90%, I'm sure, maybe more than that. I do respond, and I feel like I've gotten to know all of you. Incredible people. You are all so incredible, really talented, very intelligent, and you all know the law a lot better than you think you do, and you're all walking successes. Katrina, so you're saying it'd be nice to have a membership. Okay. Yes. So you were asking, Michelle, so what is this membership? How would I set one up? Is this something that I'm going to have to ask Joseph about? Membership, Mark, as well. Mark was saying membership would be good for the growth of your channel. I could set that up. I don't know what that would require that I need to do, but I could certainly set something like that up. So we've got a bit more of a sort of place where everyone can come together. And because a lot of you also know each other very well too. Have you noticed? You're all talking to each other. You recognize each other from the comments. You recognize each other from the premieres and the lives. I love it. I love you all. The best. Designful, if you'd like to coach me, usually in my videos, actually, I've got in the description box, I don't mention it enough. I don't really advertise much about my coaching. I do realize, because I get a lot of people asking me about if I coach. It's down in the description box below are all the details. I'll put it in this eventually, but if you go to any of my videos, you see it. So I've got my website, athenaravencoach.com, and on there you'll have all the details. There's all the success stories. So yeah, I'm going to post up as many success stories as I can, like I said, guys. The ones that I don't have a chance to play or read out or share on my YouTube, I'm sort of going to post up there. I haven't had much time to post many, but there's some really like cool little ones as well, and mini successes some of you have submitted to, and there's also going to be all the details of my coaching as well for any of you that are interested, that need that extra one-to-one support. But you know, I share so much with you here, guys, you know. Thank you so much, Rachel. I really appreciate you. Christina, Facebook paid group. You know, Christina, you know, I tried to set up a Facebook group in itself, and I was struggling to do that. I will twinkle. I tell you what, Joseph is my saving grace in every way, but literally I get so frustrated with technology. I don't know what I'm doing. I've tried so many coaches, but I struck gold with Athena. No one else is close to her. Thank you so much, babe. Fully recommend your coaching. I need to book another session. Rachel, anytime you need, darling. Thank you so much. Oh, safe space. I know, Yara. Look at this. Athena. Oh, fan base. Would there ever be something at different price points? And not sure what you mean, hun. At the moment, I have got different things that you can go coaching by coaching session, and I'm going to as well at some point when I'm actually not going to figure out how to do it. Joseph's going to do it for me because I'm never going to figure it out. But when I have a page on my YouTube that's going to be dedicated to the hypnosis audios as well, and I'll put them as MP3s, is it? So that you guys can just access and just play it like that too. I am working on the new hypnosis, by the way, and I promise you, I will get that. I'm going to aim to get that next hypnosis audio out this Friday. That's my aim. I can't promise that I'll definitely manage in time. I'm a bit of a perfectionist when it comes to my hypnosis recordings, but it's going to be the I am meditation. So for those of you who are really struggling with limiting beliefs, with those of you who are struggling just generally and anxiety and self-concept that isn't serving you, this is perfect. It's going to get you into a state of nothingness and everythingness, and allow you to reshape yourself. And so that's why I'm working quite hard on it, because I'm throwing everything at it to really make it quite deep, hypnotic, elicit change from within and give you that experience. Hi PJ's Fishing, how you doing, honey? Oh yes, Katrina, I know currency exchanges can be difficult. Me being in the UK, I think actually UK's currency is quite strong at the moment, which is very unusual. But don't worry, Katrina. Like I said, I'm always going to do lives. I'm always going to do detailed videos. So you guys are going to have like as much information as you possibly need. I'm got hypnosis, so you've got access to hypnosis as well. So do not worry. You're returning your Apple Watch, Marissa, huh? Athena, do you offer a payment plan? So Goddess Love, I do use, so I personally don't offer payment plan as a sole trader. I couldn't do that, but PayPal do allow you to pay in installments dependent on, so you could potentially do it that way. And maybe I can think of other things too. Like I said, if we create some sort of membership place that maybe there's a smaller group of us, so we can do a more intense Q&A as well, because I know you guys are sending me loads of messages. There's no doubt there's questions here that I'm missing as well, so I do apologize. Giselle, you're here, my darling. It's good to see you. I'm going to keep listening, but I need to get back on the road. Love you, Miss Bell. Absolutely no problem, darling. You drive carefully. Do you say you're going on the road? You're going on the road. Exactly, Vana. So exactly a year ago, I was at the lowest point of my life, and you're one of the few coaches I found comfort in. You helped me transform my life with your helpful content. You're perfect. My goodness, Vana, thank you so much. I can't tell you how much that means to me to hear that stuff, because you never really know how you're coming across. You don't know if you're, am I being clear enough, am I giving enough information? It's really, really nice to hear that. Thank you. That means so much, because for someone like me who has been where you guys are and still goes through it myself, you know it, I share it with you guys. I go through my hard times, go through my tears, I go through the insecurities, I go through all of that stuff. It's not just you lot. It doesn't matter how experienced a coach you are, how well you know the law, you are going to get triggered because you're having a human experience. So of course we're going to act and react like human beings would, and that's not a bad thing either, because a lot of the times when you do have bad experiences, they're also there for a reason, an integral part of your bridge. Remember what I said, that even my PTSD, that experience, as horrific as it was my driving force to getting 3 of my major manifestations. And I could not have seen another way of them coming to fruition, especially with the kind of person that I am. So keep that in mind if you are going through hardships, if any of you are going through a rough patch. I promise you, you're going to rise like a phoenix from the ashes, really. Every time I've come out of horrific past experiences, I've always come out stronger. You guys experience that as well? You come out, it's like a rebirth, isn't it? But She Bear, thank you. Thank you so much. Thanks for amazing content. I appreciate the donations, guys. Liz, thank you as well, sweetheart. Thanks for the answers. I'm very glad to help you, Liz. Thank you. Wow, look at you with your angel numbers, guys. Wow. Emma, oh, hey. Emma, is that you? So where am I? How do I deal with my insecurities? Katrina, a lot of it was using manifestation, stepping into a new version of me, and also modalities of therapy, hun. Why do you think I use modalities of therapy in my teachings, in my coaching? And it's definitely got its place, where sometimes imagination, me doing an imaginal act, just doesn't feel enough. So I could, like when I coach with people and I say, I want you to shift your state, I could do it where I'm just getting them to do an imaginal act. Let's do an imaginal act. It makes them feel good. But actually, some of the ways that I get my clients to shift state, and literally, this could be with beliefs that they have had for years, even some of the beliefs they've had since childhood, or beliefs they've had for many, many years, or something relating to SPs. CBT challenging is so, so good, because you work in harmony with your ego mind, and I give you what the mind wants, which is essentially some evidence, or at least I set you on the path to openness. You're open to other suggestions. I want to demonstrate something with you guys, actually. But yeah, I would say modalities of therapy are very, very useful. Certainly have their place. Work with your mind, not against it. So for example, say a lot of you have beliefs. We all have beliefs about something, right? And some of us identify so strongly with those beliefs that we will hold on to it for dear life because we've associated with it, we've claimed that a part of who we are, and we've shaped, like I say, our world in relation to that. Now, changing our beliefs is not as simple, like I say, as trying to flip your thoughts and affirm over your thoughts. Actually, leave your thoughts alone. The more that you can leave your thoughts alone, the better, and just use them as a feedback loop. And try to, if anything, maybe reason with them, maybe take a step back and be like, okay, but how else can I look at this? What is the bigger picture? And if, for example, if, for those of you who aren't coaching or couldn't afford coaching, whatever, like I say, all the information is out there. I give you everything you need as well. But if you've got even like a friend that you trust who can give you an objective opinion on something, that's also a good way to get an objective view. Sometimes, you see, when we're emotionally entrenched in something, it's very difficult to see past it. And even I've been in situations too. Fantastic with my clients. I smash their limiting beliefs within minutes a lot of the time. They'll go from, and those of you who are clients who've coached with me on here, you will know what I'm talking about, when you will go from like 90%, I believe I'm in fear of this limiting belief. And literally within a 10-minute conversation, if that, we have crushed that limiting belief to the fact of which they're laughing at their own limiting belief, to the fact that they're like, okay, I think now I'm like 20% scared or 10% scared. That's a limiting belief that, like I say, some of them have carried for years. And that's essentially me placing them in a different state by offering alternative perspectives. Very difficult to do on your own. When I'm in a state, very difficult for me to do that for myself. So that sometimes I'll bounce off like Joseph kind of thing with, we'll have ideas and we'll do that for each other where we're so emotionally entrenched. Sometimes you need an outside source to be like, this is another way to look at it. This is how it could be working in your favor. A fantastic way to do it. Oh, Lovey, thank you, hon. Well, compassion focus-based therapy is very important. That's why I did that compassion exercise with you guys on my last live, because that's how important it is. The way we talk to ourselves is not how we would talk to other people a lot of the time. You know, it's not very compassionate, it's not very kind. We're actually quite mean to ourselves sometimes, you know, and when we're feeling low, that's not going to help you at all. And it puts extra pressure on as well. Love listening to your teaching. Oh, thank you, Natalia. I appreciate you, hon. How would I create my own subliminal message audio recording regarding my SP that I can listen to at night? So you know what, hon? I personally, Katrina, I don't use subliminals. I believe in order for change to be elicited, I need to be awake. I need to feel it out, ideally. That's, for me, the quickest, most effortless way of change. I know you could say that listening to subliminals maybe as you sleep is a really effortless way because you're sleeping. But I don't know about you, I've woken up in the past with anxiety if I've accidentally fell asleep to Neville Goddard's lecture on YouTube, and the next video that played, I think, was an I am meditation that just put me in such a state of anxiety and discomfort. So I like I said, I would keep recommending that you use imagination, but if you must use subliminals, again, it's whatever allows you to feel your wish fulfilled. You're looking, every single one of you is looking for a feeling right now. You think you're looking for your specific person. You think you're looking for the money. You think you're looking for the car, the job, the health. You're looking for a feeling. That's what you're all looking for. And you think that in having that outcome, i.e. specific person or job, whatever it is, that I'm going to feel good, I'm going to feel happy. And we place the intention on the actual object. So that's why we realize when you've been doing this a while, you know, you have less need for things. When you feel inner fulfillment, that's the true gift in all of this. It's not about, like I say, the outside sources to gift you anything. You want the fulfillment within. That's what it's all about in this. But you see, you're all looking for a feeling of safety and security. If it's like in a relationship, a feeling of being loved, of being chosen, right? A feeling of financial security, which means that that's a feeling of freedom for a lot of people. You see, these are feelings that you're all chasing. So whatever method you use, ensure that you are capturing that feeling. That's the way to satiate the desire, truly. Hi, Massager, is that Massager? Interesting names you guys pick for your channels, you know. I'm chosen hypnosis. So many of us dealing with abandonment issues. Anna, let me know, Anna, because I've got that last hypnosis that I did for manifesting a specific person incorporates that you feel chosen and safe in relationships. It takes you to that safe space. I did that on purpose. And I also, what I did with that one is that I made it less about visuals as well. This one, though, I'm going to include visuals. This I am meditation, hypnosis. Hypnosis is not it's not meditation. What I create is actual hypnosis. I find that more effective personally because I'm not. I think meditation is a bit more passive. I need my mind to work. I start CBT for PTSD on the 3rd, and your videos on these subjects have been majorly helpful. Claire, yes. And you know what, Claire? A client of mine also recovered from PTSD using manifestation as well. Remember, Claire, whatever they say to you, because they will potentially make suggestions when you get assessed for PTSD that you're going to be stuck like this for the longest time and all of this business. Don't take that, okay? I never associated with the label. I just saw it as letters and I detached from it completely. And I dismissed what a lot of the therapists in that were telling me about PTSD and the fact that I was going to be stuck like that, even as the months passed. And I was still in a very bad way. But considering how many years I was told this was going to plague me for years and years and years, I think within less than a year, I don't know, 9-10 months, roughly something like that, was already so much healed, not exhibiting any of the PTSD symptoms anymore. So don't be put off by that. Keep that in mind. But yeah, they'll probably take you through some reframing exercises, I should imagine. And they are brilliant. Like I said, that's what I do with my clients all the time. Best thing. This is kind of difficult to navigate sometimes. That's good, Erin Cap. I think some people have said about if they record their own sort of voice in subliminals, it helps them. And it does, you know what? Your neurology accepts your own language and what is familiar to it. So first up, you've got your own voice. Your neurology will accept that. It's you. It's not some stranger trying to change your beliefs, trying to change your mind. And then also, hopefully, the words and the language that you are using is that of your own. You're not just copying someone else's and putting it into a track to listen back to. So that's really, really good as well. It's going to be more accepting to you. Rashi, it's so good to see you, hon. So where are we? Where are we? Yeah, Matt. So that's why I said, Matt, you've got to be careful of who you pick if you do want someone to be objective. But I do have friends that I know will be objective. They're not just going to tell me what I want to hear. So if I just want to get an outside perspective, and remember, they're only going to reflect life from their perspective, right? But sometimes just to get a couple of suggestions is enough to take you out of state, to be able to perceive situations differently. Jacob, yeah, I actually got a little bit of these sunny rays and it's like 29 degrees or something today. So it's like, it's quite hot. Got the sweat glow on. Hi, Magda. Hi. So complicated one. I'm scared sometimes that my fears that pop up random in my head, like scared of using your family that grow older, also will manifest. Cynthia, I relate to that one. I really, really do. I've had fears with relation to that too. And I think it's very natural because we know at some point that, you know, with nature and how it is, obviously family members and that, people get older and people do leave this world. Of course, no one ever completely goes, you know, everything is infinite, everything is always here. But from this realm or world or whatever you want to call it, we're no longer going to access people who have passed on from this. And yeah, we can access them through inner conversation, through imagination, and when we pass on to the other side as well. But I think your fear, Cynthia, is a very normal, healthy one. Of course, we're all going to have that. That I don't know that there's any real way completely around it, except for, again, to reframe it and to change that. Instead of fearing what you're going to lose, because we're all inevitably, we're all going to leave at some point this world. Try and to, like I say, to live in the future creates anxiety. To live in the past creates depression. The most that you can stay in the present moment, make the most of the present. Spend some real good quality time with friends and family, appreciating every moment. That's what I mean. We're too busy looking to the future and the SP and all of this with this tunnel vision. We're missing what's happening now. How many of us are really leading, and I'm the same too, how many of us are leading really, really fulfilling lives? Making the most of the present, enjoying every little thing. Not enough of us, myself included. So, but I think that's the only way to really alleviate some of that anxiety, hun. But yours is an anxiety that I feel. I think a lot of people feel. Katrina, really good advice. Feel like I'm struggling with imagination. Yeah, don't worry. A lot of you guys are worried about, am I doing this correctly? Am I doing don't worry about that. I think the way that a lot of this has been taught makes you feel like there's a lot of rules, there's a lot of conditions to this, there's a lot of, did I imagine vividly enough? Did I touch it, taste it, smell it, feel it? Did I loop it enough times? Did I? And I get that. I get that. And like I said, I was lucky because when I learned about the law, it was back at a time where we didn't have, you know, YouTube, TikTok, things like that. So I wasn't derailed by a lot of people's opinions on the law. I could just go straight to the experienced teachers and learn from them. That's why I say to you guys, just go straight to the teachers. Go to Neville Goddard, Florence Scovel Shinn, Genevieve Behrens, whoever resonates with you. Just go straight to them and take from them and learn from them and then put it to the test that way. Oh, I've lost my place here. Yeah, because then you'll see it's going to be less about, okay, doing this and doing this correctly and stuff, and more about mindset, consciousness, how that creates changing yourself, leaving the 3D alone, seeing how everyone is your mirror, understanding the concepts of everyone as yourself pushed out. It's truly amazing. You know, when you make this your lifestyle, you never go back. Ah, Nicole, you're a Wim Hof person, huh? I was talking about him the other day, actually. Shadi, the difference between imagination and visualization. Imagination incorporates all facets of your senses, whereas visualization indicates just the inner eye, the seeing. Because I know a lot of people get stuck on that. If you say imagination, some people are like, oh, what if I can't imagine? What if I can't see? Yeah, but you can feel. I notice when I listen to people talk, I can often ascertain what their strong point is. Because some people will be saying to me, yeah, you know what, I could really feel that this was going to happen. I could really feel this and that. So I'm like, okay, they're feeling their kinesthetic. Other people will be like, yeah, I could see that this was going to happen. I could see that this was the case. Right. Okay. They're visual. You got others who are like, yeah, all the time I'm hearing it in my head and I was hearing his voice and I was hearing this. Right, auditory. Everyone's got like different senses, but we all engage all of our senses, but some of us are particularly strong in various facets. So I just say use whatever facet of your imagination is your strength, because sometimes I can't actually visualize. Some days I'm a bit hazy. It doesn't matter. In fact, you don't even really need to have this whole constructed thing seen and live your life through it and see it all clearly. I mean, when have you ever worried about that before? When have you ever really made that a condition of your manifestation? Never. Always set an intention for something. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I've decided that's what I'm going to do it. You can manifest even just with a strong decision, a strong sort of, I decree this is who I am. There's no other way, and that's it. I'm going to be a coach. I'm a coach, and that's it. You're straight on the bridge. Adele, yeah, we did our Imaginal acts by you asking questions and me responding. The brain takes you there automatically. It's exactly it. That's how I do it a lot more now, actually. I take people through their Imaginal acts, through covert hypnosis a lot of the time, just conversationally, and through asking them questions. And what you find is that's what I said to you guys, like the answers are within you. Sometimes just asking yourself questions, it will take you there. Okay, what would it be like if my wish was fulfilled? What is it that I truly want? What would that be like if I had this, that, and the other? What if, um, and like I said, a lot of you did this where you were also just like pondering on things. I wonder what it would be like. One of my clients was saying how she manifested her dream home, and literally what she was doing as part of her route to taking her kids to school, she was driving past this street that she really liked, and she would drive past this particular house as well, and she'd just be like, I wonder what it'd be like to live in this neighborhood. And I could see myself and my kids living in this neighborhood, see my kids staying here, being safe. And I wonder what it'd be like to live in a house like that. I can imagine the house, like literally she was talking me through all this. It was like, this is a success story. You manifested this, even though you didn't realize that you manifested this. This was before she knew about the law. And literally just listening to her language as she was planting the scenes, she wasn't sitting there meditating for hours. She wasn't affirming all day long. She was literally, it was just being open to pondering on the fact. She was placing herself there in consciousness. I could see my kids playing here. I could see myself living. I wonder what it would be like. And I could see what the house would be like. See the language. Sometimes when I know something happens. Yeah, Katrina. So our intuition is all linked in with this. You have this inner knowing. Again, it's from your state of being. It's all manifestation. And manifestation is projection. That's all it is. It is projection. Like I say, it's not this your SP magically appears on your doorstep and they're obsessed with you, and suddenly the car appears in your drive and you're a millionaire and you've just kind of woken up to it. It's expression. It's your understanding of the world. It's where your focus and attention goes. It's who you say you are. It's what you choose to believe. A lot of this is choice. Me to really feel like I have my desires, but yesterday I realized I've been telling myself that things are rearranging. Hey, honey. I got Joseph here. I asked him if he was going to come and join. Beanie, are you joining us as well?
Yes, he is. Bean, come on. They need your help.
Coco Bean.
They need your help.
Beanie, this is the family.
Yes.
A lot of you already know Coco. A lot of you already know Joseph. A lot of you already follow him. Watch his channel.
Hey, guys.
Hey, Yara says hi.
Nicole. Hey, Yara. Nicole. Was hoping for this to happen. Adele.
Sonia.
Katrina.
Yes. So think
Amy.
back.
The systematic Joseph.
I like that. The systematic.
Yes.
What's Coco?
Joseph Systematic.
I know Coco should have a channel, shouldn't he? The thing is, all Coco does is sleep and lick things.
Well, he gives me all the ideas for my content. In fact, he is the brains behind the operation. The reason, I've been able to be so consistent is totally because of Coco.
Oh, Sharon's here. Hi, Sharon, honey. Sup, Big Joe.
Hey, yo. We got
Seriously, the life of a dog. I know, right, Kelly? So happy
Vana.
for you, Athena. Oh, thank you, Vana. Claire, I know he's a lucky dog. I tell you, no one gets more treats and love than this boy. And now that there's the two of us, Coco's managed to work. Coco is a master manifester.
Yes,
treats.
yes. He's taught me everything
out.
I know.
He has figured it out, right?
Mm-hmm. Systematically.
Methodology.
Yes.
Nicole remembers methodology.
Been using your list for most important qualities of perfect partner. Very good. It'll work.
Were we? Oh yeah, the list. Absolutely. Eve is my girl. She's doing really well. My SP said he doesn't have time for a relationship. I'm unsure how to change the concept of him and myself in relation to this. Oh, remember this, honey. The chat's moving too quick. Remember this, hon. you're always imagining your end, what it is that you truly desire. And remember as well, people change their minds all the time. Scenarios and situations change. So just because currently they've stated something like I'm not ready for a relationship doesn't mean that's always going to be the case. I stated stuff for years because of this guy's list. I went against a lot of the stuff that I always said I would never do and wasn't interested in. His list. And then he did things as well because of my list. So I got my own back. See,
Truth.
none of us are immune, you know. Oh gosh.
You just got a 10 piece from Stephanie.
Where am I? Stephanie, my baby. Thank you,
From
babe.
the Stephanie.
The systematic, tested, proven. Whilst. What do you? Oh, Erin, Erin, what was the question? You know what? This chat moves so fast, Erin. I'm sorry. And then I try to scroll back up, and then it keeps freezing, and I'm just afraid that I'm going to lose the chat somehow. I know what it is with regards to this. Why the chat is so laggy.
All right, Bean. That's enough.
Beanie. Joseph's list is so detailed and things I didn't even think of. Joseph's list was very detailed. 100 and something items of his ideal relationship, his perfect person.
Yes. And if you combined both lists, it would be far more. That was just the one list. It was like 100 items.
One list. I mean, really. He's had to get another, what do you call it? Journal. You believe it? I'm still working through my little tiny little journal that he's given me. I'm nowhere near. I think I've filled up maybe about 3 or 4 pages, something.
I've already manifested like 40 million things since I've been here from that.
You see? His life is like a constant,
whirlwind of manifesting.
Jacaris Snow says hi.
Hey.
I meant to ask, feelings of fear equals no manifestation, right? Because my subconscious doesn't want that. Manifestation comes from deeper consciousness. Cynthia. Feelings of fear equals no manifestation? No, honey. Feelings of fear, we will manifest the experience of fear. Doesn't necessarily mean you're not getting your manifestation. Many, many times I manifested things that I was very fearful, was very, very fearful. It didn't mean that I wasn't getting it. Didn't mean that at all, because I'd already imagined it. And so you will always experience it. Imagination. Joseph, do you agree? What would you say to that?
100%.
Yeah.
What fear? Fear itself will manifest the fear, not the result that you're afraid of. It will manifest the same fear again and again. This is how with reactions occur, right? So with specific people, you'll be afraid that your person is going to be, I don't know, they don't like you, or the photo that they posted where it had a clip of someone's skin from some other individual, the person will be petrified, like, oh my God, it must be their new specific person. And that fear itself will manifest another photo or something else that will again instill, like, oh my God, see, it is another person. Now there's a toenail and it's not his. And then again and again, but then none of that implies the actual fear has been manifested. In basically every case, it will always be that it's just the fear. And so then nothing ever transpires to be what they were afraid of. Just the fear will happen over and over and over and over again.
Yeah. So do not fear the fear.
Toenail.
Yeah, toenail.
We've seen this type of thing.
It's true. It's true. Unfortunately, it's not an exaggeration. But what Erin was saying, I really feel like I have my desires, but I realized yesterday I've been telling myself that things are rearranging. It felt like I'm kind of waiting. Should I affirm that I also see it all in 3D too?
Things are rearranging.
Things are rearranging. I believe you're telling yourself that, Erin, because things are rearranging, as in things are unfolding in your favor, and you can use that as to help you get through the bridge. And I'm like that too. We're always like that, aren't we?
What?
We will see the things that occur in the 3D when we've set an intention for something, because we've had a few things we've set intentions for, and we've had some very stressful bridges recently as well that we were just kind of like,
Yes.
right? So
Yes.
we still had we had to look past whatever was happening and always see it as part of the unfolding. And then it turned out it was.
Yeah.
It always is.
Yes.
So it doesn't matter if you say, yeah, things are rearranging and that's a comfort to you, and like, yeah, that's fine. It's rearranging. Things are unfolding.
Yeah, that's not an implication that you're going to force them to keep rearranging. Rearranging is very vague too. Things are rearranging could be chairs that are rearranging as well. You know, anything like literally the specifics of the phrase itself is not going to compel your whole reality and your desire to be constantly rearranging. Now, if you said, my manifestation is coming, and you always were saying that over and over, not even that, my specific person is coming to be in a relationship with me, say it was something like that. That's a very specific phrase now where you're implying that it hasn't come yet. But you're saying something that says things are rearranging. That is very vague. That will never prevent your how does that equal your manifestation is not ever going to come? So I hope you get what I mean by that. I wouldn't worry about that at all.
Rachel, look. Just laugh out loud at Joseph's example. I think that's the toenail example. I've done that before. SP's arm looked thin and I assumed it was a girl.
Yes, exactly.
Rachel, you are hilarious. I love that.
I get it.
But you know, honestly, Rachel, that has happened to me and with clients as well. Often they're like, yeah, kind of looks like they're with a third party, and I'm like, based on what? What did you see? It was a bit of hair, or there was some girl in the picture next to SP or something. I'm like, that could be a friend.
Could be anything.
And literally afterwards, then they do confirm to me that I had one of them freak out properly, and then she confirmed, you were right, it was a friend and stuff.
Yeah, that's everything. And what about the jewelry, the following a jeweler on Instagram?
Oh my God, yeah. And suddenly that meant that they were going to
Get
propose
married.
to the SP because their SP was following this famous jeweler.
Well, I laugh, but I've also I think we've all done this stuff.
We've done things like
but
this before.
Really, I mean, these are stretching. That is a stretch. I mean, if you guys went on my Instagram and saw that I was following I don't know what, anything, a car dealer, a jeweler, say it was that, what would you what would you imply? What would you assume was true? So if you weren't someone who was in love with me, you wouldn't think anything of it, really. You would just think, oh, that's pretty cool. Because I am actually following a jeweler because I saw a video once where there was a really cool ring that was made out of a spoon, and they had crafted it amazingly, and it looked great, so I followed. But now, if Athena was paranoid and she saw that that was following, I don't know.
What is this spoon ring that he's following? Suddenly he must be having an affair. You see, actually, all that's what I say to you about life. Yeah. Everything that happens, literally, it has no meaning. But the meaning that you attach to things that you see around you it determines a lot about your concept of self. And if I'm someone who is, say, insecure or believe that all men cheat, or I don't feel secure in relation to my SP, I don't believe we're going to get back together, they've forgotten me, and all the rest of it, these are the beliefs that I have, then it stands to reason, no matter what my SP does or says or anything, I'm going to be filtering out all the good stuff and filtering in all the stuff that proves, yes, they're a cheat. Yeah, they're following spoon jewelry. So
he's cheating.
I'd have to question a few things about this.
There's a piece of hair out of order on his head. He's been kissing someone.
You're welcome, Cynthia Hunt.
It's funny but true.
So yeah, so we can laugh at this stuff. You see, if you guys can laugh at this kind of stuff, then it's good. I always say, I think we take it all too seriously, and we lose sight of the fun element of this. As long as you can be playful and lighthearted with the law, and yeah, like I said, I know it can be hard. You know, things do happen. It's very difficult to get past it and to think lighthearted. But honestly, have fun with it, guys, because you'll manifest a lot quicker that way. Addy, but we all know you're getting married. I know a lot of you have been manifesting that. It's interesting.
I have a ring in my pocket. See that? See what you did there, Addy?
What ring? Addy, what? Oh, what happened there?
What the?
Well.
Oh, it's good. No, we're good. It's still gone. It was like one skip for 1 second, and it already cut right back into it.
I see.
Cheating from a spoon jewelry. Yes.
This is so funny. Hope you're enjoying the weather in the UK. I tell you what, Molly, doesn't it make such a difference? Isn't it so nice? Just wish we had more of it, you know? Hello, baby. You tired? What's the matter?
Yeah, I think maybe he did just come here to tell us something.
What did you have to say?
Tell me?
What did you have? Oh. Tell us the secret. Tell us the secrets to manifesting. How do you manifest all the treats that you do, huh, my little boy?
Yeah, tell them.
Ooh,
tell them everything you taught me.
I got a little bean on my lap. Does any of you have any questions of anything else before I...
Let's see.
What time is it?
I want to manifest a British accent. I've tried.
Kelly, where are you from, honey?
So I once was attempting to manifest there's the way that you say no is not the way that I say no. Say it again.
No.
Yeah, like I cannot emulate that. There's no way. Like I say no.
No.
Right now, you say it your way.
No.
No. Like it sounds like she's saying an R. No. Nara.
Say a different word.
Like, what you mean, Joe?
What you mean, Joe?
But the point is, what I was going to say is I can't say that. I've tried it. I won't embarrass myself too many times here by attempting it. I literally still cannot say it. But I imagined that I could say it. And I remember I was eating and it was probably the way, I don't know what happened, why it was exactly perfect, but I said no. And it was after I was constantly trying to say it the way that she says it. And out of my mouth says the exact accent. And I could never do it again, but I knew it was because I had kept imagining that I would be able to say it. I can hear it clearly. I cannot say it. I've never been able to say it again. It's the weirdest thing. So you can manifest your British accent. That's all I'm trying to get at. You totally can.
Bean, stop attacking me.
In her American accent.
Christopher says, cook of a mango.
Joseph speaking British. Good day. How do you say it? Wait, give me an ale. Give me an ale.
Ale?
Give me some ale.
Mark, where are you from? He said, British accent sound primitive. I suppose some do. It depends whereabouts you're from, though. So you can have some British accents that are kind of a bit harsh and out there, or if you do a West Country accent and you're a bit like that.
Kim, you're right, by the way.
Coco's looking at me like,
I've heard so many times. You could take the boy out of Jersey, but you can't take Jersey out of the boy.
The boy.
Give me some water. See, people always comment specifically on how I say water, because it's not how generally the rest of Americans say water.
Water.
I say water. I say probably more like you. Water. How do you say water?
Water.
Yeah. Water. So the O
unless I'm
or the
feeling
A.
Cockney, then I'm like water.
Water.
Give me some water.
Give me some water.
Bean, why are you attacking me, darling? You are pulling my top down. It's not that kind of a show.
Yeah. Cut it out, bud.
Beanie. He's so
What's he doing right now?
I don't know.
He's just freaking going
He's going all over the place and he's trying to pull down my. That's it. Are you going to use him as a laptop stand?
Yes. Bean, sit down. I need you as a laptop stand. Come here. Oh, he's getting excited.
No.
I think he needs to go out. Let me take him out. Bye, guys. You guys are awesome. I'm going to take Bean. I'm going to run him around like a football, American football. So I'm just going to take him. Bean, say bye.
It's from New Jersey.
New Jersey. Some water. Aluminum, and vitamins.
Been teaching Joseph all the
vitamins.
What's
the other thing?
Vitamins. Semi. What do you say?
Nah, you can say either of those. There's something else that you say that adds like an unnecessary, like aluminium. That's not necessary. It's aluminum.
It's not necessary, Your Majesty. Christopher, I know, right? I'm actually less on TikTok these days and more on YouTube now, trying out different platforms. But garage, Addy said garage. That's another one. You don't say garage, do you?
What's the deal with being?
Adidas or Adidas? Does Americans say Adidas? Adidas. Get him to say Worcestershire.
Yeah, Worcestershire.
Worcestershire. All right.
Worcestershire. However, people say it so many different ways.
How do you pronounce that then?
What? That word?
This. Where is it?
Yeah. If you want me to actually pronounce it, it would be the same way you would pronounce it if you spell it exactly. Worcestershire.
Yeah, Worcester.
But that's not how you say it. I say Worcestershire sauce. Worcestershire sauce.
You say Worcestershire sauce.
Yes.
Come on, Beanie. Weren't you meant to take this boy?
He doesn't want to come.
He doesn't want to. He's got toy here, guys. Cocoa Bean is wanting to show you his toy. There we go. Beanie. That's what he wants to do. Sometimes he just wants to show us his toy. I'm not sure why. He's got an array of them lately. So, oh yeah, Jaguar is another one.
Jaguar.
Guar. I think so. This is what you guys are asking for. Is this what our podcast is going to be? We're going to talk about manifestation today, but before we get started, the difference between British and American. Jaguar, aluminum. Are you guys gonna join into that? Worcestershire. What did I say to Joe? What did I say to you earlier? I was going to make something for dinner, and I was like, yeah, so I'm going to have some aubergines, courgettes.
Yeah, none of that's real.
It's like, it's not real food. You know what I'm talking about when I say aubergines and courgettes, huh?
Americans will not know.
I bet they do know.
Rarely. I've never heard those words in my life.
Really? I have heard of eggplant and zucchini before. Mark says, can you speak other languages? I can understand a bit of Deutsch. Is it Deutsch or Dutch, Mark? I can understand a little bit of German.
Speak your other language.
Greek.
Speak your mother's language.
Speak a bit of Greek. I speak quite well Farsi, Persian. We speak a bit of French. I mean, I've forgotten about it. I've forgotten a lot of my languages. British people always add in every word. For example, what talking really, Addie, I have never noticed that. If you say, oh yeah, beer can, that's true, Erin. We used to do that in school all the time. Courgette, Marissa, is what do you call it again? Zucchini.
Yeah.
Zucchini. Don't Americans call peppers something different? I'm not sure. Do they?
Bell peppers, depends. Bell pepper. Is that what you call them?
Yes, bell peppers.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Or maybe it's something else. Athena speak Farsi. Yeah. My mother's tongue.
Unless you're talking about
Dutch is
like a jalapeno or something.
part of Dutch. Yeah, Molly. Do you know what? Some people actually use manifestation to help them with learning languages and stuff as well. We call them peppers as well. Deutsch. Is that flesh?
Fleshlight.
Capsicum. Sometimes I've never heard of that before.
Yeah, no, none of my people say that. I've heard of it, but I wouldn't even have known what that would be. To be honest with you.
Learn something new every day. So anyway, what part of your family is Greek? Yes, Nicole, my dad's side. Dad's side Greek, mom's side Persian. So what I'm going to do is, so I realise I've got coaching. I'm going to leave it there because I think we've done really, really well.
To hop on my live at 10.
You got live? Oh, you got premiere
at 10. Well, that's 5
Joseph's
Eastern.
got a premiere at 10 o'clock. So if you guys are going to be around for that, as a lot of us do, a lot of us seem to share the same subscribers and stuff. So He'll be there at 10 UK time, whilst I will be cooking. But it was really nice to share this time with you. Really enjoyed myself as always. You guys make this so much fun. Thank you for my mods. You guys are amazing. Thank you for everyone who took part. Thank you for those of you who donated as well. Like, how incredibly sweet of you. I hope that you found this helpful. I will promise to do more. And like I say, my aim for this Friday is Wish Fulfilled, Feel Good Fridays. I mean, I've got quite a few more success stories I need to share, so it could be a success story, but if I finish that hypnosis in time, it will be the hypnosis. So stay tuned for that. But I'm sending you guys loads of love. How do I actually, I don't even know how to end these things. I did this last time, didn't I? I don't know how to end these things. But anyway, thank you all. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your day. I think everyone's saying goodbye. Everyone say goodbye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone. Thanks so much, everybody. We love you. And we'll see you again soon.